All right, Cap, it's a little bit difficult, but at least your eyes are wide open when it comes to whatever chaos and conflict you're dealing with. So from lay vampire, witness, to know personal evidence and to speak out, and then chaos and conflict from wisdom of the oracle. Witness to me is not just about, the veil of illusion and deceit being lifted. It's also about speaking out about what you have witnessed. Now, with chaos and conflict, you may be a witness to something here and you may be able to settle a dispute, which may be the case for some of you, but whatever chaos and conflict you are dealing with, like I said, you're not being fooled and you're not lying to yourself about what you're involved in either. Now, chaos and conflict, it says you may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than just one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. But yeah, if it's about understanding, you see it. You see it. You're becoming a witness to something that just isn't right. All right, Cap. Here's your overall temperance. Boy, right? Now, with temperance being the overall, it may be that you are trying to keep balance right now, keep yourself in check. I don't think it's about patience or patiently waiting on anything. Guidance does show up with temperance, but a lot of times when this one shows up, you need to get yourself under control, right? But we'll see here. Now, in the past, the Queen of Pentacles. What I worry about is if this is a past issue that you're dealing with, is it because you do not feel secure, right? And I say that because of the oracle cards. Now, with the Queen of Pentacles, absolutely, with temperance, being grounded, being realistic about things, right? But like I've always said with her, she doesn't need anybody to help her. She is responsible for creating security and stability, not just for herself, but for everybody around her. There's like the Empress type of feel there. Now, I do think that this is you, and it may be you trying to step into your own power now. But for some reason with temperance, you're needing to just chill, right? Don't lose control. If you've had that grounded feeling in the past, you're being asked to keep that now with whatever it is that you're dealing with. Oh, well, okay. In the present, the Page of Swords, I have to see what's going on in your environment here, but the Page of Swords in the present, I always talk about this one because for me, I see it very differently. First of all, we're talking about naive energy. It is about communication with the pages. The Page of Swords is very smart, but this is somebody who doesn't know how to process the information that's been given to them. They can use it for good or they can use it for bad, right? So with the Page of Swords, this is, a lack of full disclosure. So it may be that, you're needing to find out something. Some of you may be hearing things that are not exactly the full truth. Half-truths is what I see with the Page of Swords, right? Because you're needing more information, the inquisitive part of the Page of Swords here. Or you're just dealing with somebody who's talking a lot of shit and running their mouth, i.e. the cackling hen syndrome, right? But we'll see. But what I don't like is, you're having to keep your cool even though you may be dealing with things that are being said. Future conditions, the Ten of Cups. This to me almost looks like you're dealing with a situation with somebody who is acting in a very immature way, who may be saying things trying to upset your overall balance and happiness and stability within your home. So with the Queen of Pentacles as the past coming through, it may be that they're talking about you and your life. That, or we're looking at a situation here where some of you are getting some really difficult news because the Page of Swords is the messenger of conflict. It's the shit that you don't want to hear. And it may be upsetting stability in the home that you've worked really hard to maintain. You've been the grounded one. And now you're needing to seriously keep yourself in check here for the benefit of, your overall happiness, but then also for family for some of you. But I'm still interested in what the hell he, she is doing here. I don't like that little bastard. It drives me nuts when I see that. Your best path to follow, the Four of Wands. You're okay. Like, I want to tell you, you're okay. If you're dealing with people who are just running their mouth, you're fine. If you're dealing with, temporary bad news, you're okay. The Four of Wands to me is your advice is that, you'll be fine. You'll have to rebuild a little bit here. But, we're still looking at the Ten of Cups in future conditions. As long as you can keep your balance here, right? I look at the Four of Wands as advice, and I think, this is about you going right back to what you were doing in the first place, creating that stability and security for yourself and your family. Don't let, a temporary setback throw everything off. I almost feel a little bit of like anger and bitterness, because it's almost like, to me, somebody taking a jab at you. And that's only going to be for some of you. But with the Four of Wands and Temperance, just stay calm. Just stay calm. This is just, a temporary thing. Like, I worry that some of you may get pushed to the point where it gets blown way out of proportion. You don't need to do that, right? Now, for some of you here, you just need to be patient while you are building things in your own life. You may be building a family, right? Whatever the case is, whatever temporary setbacks you're dealing with, just don't lose your way, right? Because you do have that guidance there with Temperance. In your environment, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. All right. So the way that I look at this is the Page of Swords could be a lot of different things here in this situation. It just depends on how it's resonating with you. But I see it as a small negative thing that may be affecting overall happiness for you. But the thing is you've been through this before. You've been through this. So if we're talking about, somebody who is running their mouth and saying things about you that may not be true, you've already seen that, been there, done that, that's fine. I'm not going to allow this situation to get out of control, because, you look fine, and where you came in was really good. What you're dealing with in the present moment, it's really about how you handle the situation, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, it's an opportunity for better things to happen, or you can just let shit happen to you, But I feel like you've already been through this before. Why are you choosing to go through it again, right? And I don't think that you are. I think that you're trying to stay like, I'm not going to repeat the cycle with this situation. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be a part of this. I have to worry about me, my family, my happiness, my stability. I don't know. I just worry about that Page of Swords a little bit. Now, definitely with the Page of Swords and looking at the Ten of Cups, we could be talking about, some of you that are dealing with a child, maybe a difficult child, and then the hope there would be that things are changing in a better way. But I don't know. I look at this as the communicator, and somebody who's using information how they feel is going to benefit them rather than you. I don't think that you're being the homewrecker here. But I do think that some of you may have somebody attempting to do that, which is possible. Your hopes and your fears, the Five of Cups, yeah. So what I worry about here is that if you've been through this before, if this is happening again, whether it's from the same person or if it's, a new situation with the Five of Cups, there's still a lot of emotional hurt surrounding somebody who is trying to instigate into, your family. The hope there would be that if this is somebody close to you, that we can get back to, a place of getting past this disappointment and being disappointed with someone, because the message there is always that the Two Cups are still there. But for you, I think that whoever it is that you're dealing with, especially if you have family or children involved, there's a lot of disappointment and hurt feelings on your part based on how they act. But like I said, the hope there would be to get over that. The fear would be that they continue to let you down or disappoint you. But you just need to stay calm and stay, in balance here with Temperance. Don't lose your cool. Don't lose your temper, right? You have a family to think about. And then, yeah, and then coming out, and I mean, look at it, right? Your happiness and your overall security and stability is by far more important than what you may be going through again with another person. You may be trying to rebuild things after either getting bad news or dealing with somebody who's being stupid. But, you know, the fear here is that it's just going to continue to be a disappointment to you. With the Ten of Pentacles coming out, you know, and again, family seems to be the thing here. You're going to have to be careful about the people that you let into your life, especially if they've made you feel insecure in the past. I feel like some of you have family, absolutely, but you are the person that's responsible for creating stability and security and happiness for this family. But I also feel like you're doing it on your own. You know, it's not like you and another person here, right? I feel like it's just you. And it's just you trying to keep things on, you know, the right path for you and your family, whatever that family may be, you know, whether it's just you and your kids, whether it's, you know, you and an adopted family, however family plays into your life. But that's important coming out on this. You know, I see it as a good thing. As long as you stay neutral and impartial towards what, you know, is going on here with the Page of Swords, and you don't get involved like you may have before, you know, your situation is going to be just fine. I do think that there is a possibility to rebuild things with somebody who may not be, you know, who may be disappointing you. It's almost like they've been giving information about you and your family, and they're using it in, you know, a negative way, but they don't have the proper information. Because, you know, my problem is the Page of Swords. That's not truth. That's not full disclosure to me. And then the Magician. Yeah. And I don't think that that has to do with manipulation, not with, you know, what I'm looking at here. The High Priestess with the Queen of Pentacles is the past coming through, and looking at the Ten of Pentacles. Absolutely, we could be talking about you keeping a secret from family. But then this could also be about, you know, something that comes to light, some information that you intuitively knew about, but then boom, here it is, right? Like you knew this was coming. With the Page of Pentacles, you know, like I said, it's only a temporary setback. This is taking this new information that you've now learned, or that you've now had validated. You may not have enough information, but with the Page of Pentacles, it's like it's starting over. It's starting over with a family situation here, building something better. But I still feel the same. I think it's just you and your family. I don't think that you're trying to involve anybody else at this point. I think that, you know, you've heard and found out about some things that may not have been that great, especially with the way that it lines up this way. But as long as you keep your cool, you're going to be fine coming out. You may have to do a little bit of rebuilding here, but this to me is definitely like the feeling of starting over. And with the Magician, absolutely, right? Manifesting that cool ass shit. You know, I don't see this as somebody who is trying to do the sleight of hand or manipulation or anything like that. I think that in terms of you, in order to continue this feeling of overall happiness and security and stability, you're going to have to make that happen, despite whatever setbacks you're dealing with. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's only minor, you know. But you knew. I think that you knew. You knew about something that was going on. You may be finding out about it through, you know, people talking that don't actually have the full truth, you know, which could absolutely be gossip. But for you, that information can be turned into something much better, as long as, you know, you keep your cool, right? Like, just stay chill, you know. And then trust. Be open and trust. After the truth is revealed, right? Be open to what is going to happen next, and trust that you're going to be okay. And trust that you have the ability to keep shit like this out of your life, and keep it away from infecting, you know, your home, your happiness, things like that. That's not bad. You know, I almost feel like for some of you, you needed it. It's like, it's not like Judgment where it's this like massive wake up call, but it was enough for you to open your eyes fully now and accept that, you know, a situation was what it was. Somebody disappointed you. And then infinite abundance. And hell yeah, with the tens coming out, you're fine. Abundance is pouring into your life as long as you stay grounded. It's good. I like it. I like it. I think that, whatever you're dealing with, it's enough to open your eyes and realize that you don't need it in your life anymore. You can build things in a way where you can keep the peace for you. You can try to rebuild things with somebody who may have disappointed you, but, if you've tried to do this before, then, is it going to end up the same way again? Really, the ball is in your court with the Magician coming out, right? But your family, your security, and your happiness is more important. So just stay grounded and let that abundance pour into your life. Don't lose your shit over somebody being stupid, which could be the case for some of you, somebody running their mouth. But I feel like you're good. With the 10s and the 4 wands and even temperance and then you kicking it off, what you're dealing with is a minor setback.